Hey there, YouTube. Logan with Hideaway Homestead here, coming to you today with a video here down at our creek. And I wanted to let y'all know about some of the future plans, future videos that I'm going to have for this area. So this little creek here is pretty much a seasonal creek. And it runs probably, I would say, a good guess would be maybe 8 months out of the year. So we have about 4 months where it gets, really low. And then sometimes if it is, we have like a real bad drought, then it can completely dry up. Now, most of the stuff that lives in this creek, I have seen some fish from time to time, but most of the stuff is crawdaddies, salamanders, and might have some frogs and stuff down here. But what I'm wanting to do is I want to come down here and I want to keep this natural, because back here in this area, I'm really wanting to keep everything as natural as possible. And when I say natural, I mean just, not mess with it that much. Let it, if you're familiar with permaculture, let it be kind of like a zone 5 almost. Maybe a little bit more like a zone 4. Because, we have trees like this that are just enormous. Maybe I can get the camera to turn around here and let you see some scale. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge tree. If I went to wrap my arms around this tree, it would take, let's see here, if you come all the way around here, I could probably go around it twice. So I mean, it's a really big tree. So I'm wanting to keep this natural and, just basically almost make it a little bit park-like with just some stuff down here, but not necessarily anything where we're going to run animals or have anything super productive. May run some animals, I don't know. But look, just down here, we've got areas where it gets really narrow and it's really deep. And I've, pulled out my old tape measure here and started measuring. And luckily, it's about 8 foot across. So what does that mean? That means that I'm gonna come down here and take some cattle panels and cut them in half. So they'll be almost 8 foot. They're 16 foot overall. And come in here and place some of them and then put some wire, place one like say here. This is just an example. I'm not necessarily gonna place one here because of this root, but you place one here and place one here. And then you put some smaller wire on the inside of it. And you're basically making a basket. You can get them where they're basically like a basket. They're square or, round or whatever. And they have a lid on them and everything. They're called gabions. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill them full of rocks. I don't want to build any kind of dam because any kind of like, cement or anything like that is not going to be very beneficial to the wildlife here. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot of fish, so I'm not worried about fish trying to swim upstream and lay eggs and stuff, but there are a lot of other critters and stuff. But the thing is with the gabions is they're not going to be watertight. They're just going to help to slow the water down. And so what I'm hoping to do is take some areas where there's a lot of rock and everything, make some deep little pools by taking the rocks out, putting them in the gabions, and then that way when we get big floods and stuff, water can still flow through pretty freely. But it's gonna, take it longer to get downstream than if we didn't have it. And that's what the goal is with this down here, is to come through ever so often, put in a gabion to help retain some of that water. And like I said, scoop out some of this and allow there to be some deeper pools. So that way, hopefully, if we have a drought, we might be able to hold on to the water all year long and we don't have to worry about a dry spell. Now that will get some more fish in here, and that may or may not be a good thing. One of the reasons it may not be a good thing is that the fish will probably decimate any kind of salamander population. So what we want to do is make sure that if I got some pots down here, I'm sure that came from the nursery that used to be a few doors down. What we want to do is make spots where there are no fish or very little, fish, or maybe even come up here in the areas where it's going to end up flooding eventually and make some vernal pools, just little indentions where sometimes they can fill up with water and then you know, empty with the seasons. 'Cause that's the thing, amphibians, they really thrive in areas like that because they need something that is, you know, kind of fish free, so their babies can survive and grow up and not get eaten. So yeah, you know, this little creek really winds and just really follows the landscape. So I really want to keep it looking as natural as possible, but at the same time, I'd like to come in here and put some gabions to be able to retain some of that water. And hopefully, I mean, do something like cultivate some fish in there or something. You know, just some ideas. Might even come in here somewhere and put in some kind of small pond that can hold some fish, but not be so big that it's going to disrupt the forest that we've got down here. So anyway, if you liked the video or found any value in it, please leave a like. If you've got any questions or comments, you can drop those down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do so. I drop a video like this every day. I appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.